What's going on, everybody? So, I got my daughter occupied on Lilo and Stitch. Hopefully, she doesn't bug me. I saw the patch notes had released last night, but I was tired out of my gourd. And so, I'm not going to make this video here. So, yeah. Let's get into it. I only had a brief overview, so I'm not 100% familiar with every single change, but I'm going to quickly put that right there. All right, so let's go through the patch notes for a second. Is my camera in the way before I continue? No, it is not. Good. Okay, so retail patch notes for today. They should be launching, right now it's like 11 a.m. It's soon to be 12 p.m., 15 minutes from now, so Pacific time might be another hour, maybe? If I'm not mistaken. Another 2 hours at worst. 4 hours at worst. Whatever, sometime in between. The point being is, like, the patch note will release soon. Alright, so this is going to be a quick overview because I should have done this sooner. I was just, again, honestly tired out of my gourd, so here we go. They'll be live for Overwatch 2 December 5th, and when Season 8 launches. New hero Mauga. Introducing Mauga, the long-awaited tank hero that comes with rapid-fire personality and massive stature, and brawl-centric abilities. I'm going to put on my glasses for this one. So we already know his entire kit. We don't need to go over that. They didn't change anything as far as the understanding of his kit that we have. Battle of the Beasts. Okay, so I saw this and I just want to know, let me see. Provide a powerful brawl with an epic and powerful Grand Beast in a fun 4v4 PvPvE game mode. That's interesting. The Battle of the Beasts. In a clash of the Grand Beast, protect yours while coordinating with your team to defeat the enemy beast. You'll be able to play Mauga for free as the only tank to play in this mode, and try your hand as one of the many other hunter-themed heroes and tear through the Grand Beast's health while trying to avoid powerful abilities. May the best hunters win. So from what I'm understanding in a 4v4, so it's PvP, so you'll have two enemy teams, but then you'll have the beast and whoever deals more damage wins, I guess? It's really weird. I don't know. Winter Wonderland 2023. Ring in the holidays with Winter Wonderland events. So did they do anything new? All new holiday skins, beat challenges for free legendary and beat challenges and unlock one free legendary skin of your choice. Wonder what they mean. Let's have a deeper read. Choose from the stylish formal wear skins for McCree or Baptiste, or the cozy winter jammies of the Alari skin. So I get to choose. Yeah, you know who I'm getting. Dive into action while returning. Fan favorite event. Maze Snowball Offensive and Yeti Hunt and new challenges and rewards. Winter Wonderland launches on Tuesday, December 19th. Excuse me. So that'll start a little bit later, but I know the Season 8's coming up sooner. Weapon skins. So I did have a look at this. Let's see if we can actually deduce exactly what they're talking about. Introducing weapon skins, a new way to customize your heroes. We're kicking things off with Hard Light theme for Rhine, Reaper, and Mercy. These sleek designs with custom visual and sound effects can be equipped with any other hero skins. And look out for other weapon skins coming in the future seasons. So, if I recall correctly, they mentioned Emerald at some point during one of the BlizzCon. Maybe I was wrong, I don't know what they called it, but excited about weapon customization, and this is just the first step. As we create more weapon skins, we want to hear about what you love about the skins. Your feedback is always key. Yeah, and then you don't bother listening to us about other things, but yeah, sure. General updates. I know that's a dig, but whatever. I'll be petty. So endorsements. They did some updates on that the score required to reach 5 is reduced, the decay at 4 is reduced slightly, and the decay at 5 is reduced. So I'm actually curious how easy it's going to be to hit an endorsement score. All I know is that I lost mine with the first time they decided to give me like a penalty for leaving in quick play matches, but I was also returning, so I didn't actually realize it was going to be that severe, but whatever. Hero Mastery launches on January 2nd in a 5-week event featuring new courses for each week with the new challenges and cosmic rewards to earn. Right now they're launching Lucio, Mei, D.Va, Echo, and Genji. And then Lucio's courses will unlock January 2nd, and a new course for a hero will be available every week for the next 4 weeks. So they're doing it on a weekly basis. That's good. Exciting new way to view Hero Mastery replays is available. I'm not going to go over that because I don't really care about it personally, but you guys have the bookmarks right here. Just pause the video and take a quick read. Reticle changes. This seems a little interesting. They added it for specific heroes with multiple weapon modes. Players can now customize these modes separate or keep them in sync. The following heroes have access to the new options. You have Anna, Ashe, Bastion, Lifeweaver, Mercy, Ramattra, and Widowmaker as the ones. The new option for the reticle's outline color has been added, and the outline opacity has been separated from the main opacity. That took a while. Players who have previously hidden their dot by setting its opacity to 0 will now need to set the dot's size to 0 instead. Okay. So this is something that I had a quick read over, and immediately I hated it. I hated this. So in a further effort to discourage players from repeatedly leaving games and impacting the experience of others, we are increasing the suspension times for leaving too many matches from unranked modes. Leaving 4 out of your last 20 modes will result in a 20-minute suspension from being able to queue for most game modes, including unranked and competitive. Leaving 6 out of your last 20 games played will result in a 4-hour suspension from being able to queue for most game modes, including unranked or competitive. They doubled down in the worst way possible. I'm going to read what they mentioned. The suspension thresholds only occur when you leave multiple games among your most recent games played. We know this may impact those who are having issues with their connection. Yeah, that's the least of everybody's worries. And would encourage testing the connection in custom games or the practice range as you troubleshoot your connection prior to playing modes and they involve other players. So here's the problem with this. So I think that they should have reduced it. 10 minutes was completely unreasonable, and now they're doubling down that leaving 4 out of your last 20, which is, by the way, the penalty that they initially had, now results in double the amount of time. Oh, we're seeing a decrease in players leaving. Yeah, because they can't get back in for 20 minutes. Of course you're going to see less of them. They can't get back in immediately. So now you double the amount of time, and you think, oh, this is completely reasonable. No. Here's, like, if they're going to go with this model, I would have just suggested making it 5 minutes out of the 20 ranked games, and then when you hit 6, make it 10 minutes. But a 20-minute and 4-hour suspension, that is completely unreasonable, and I don't know what they're smoking over there, but I know that I need some in my own home. I really hate this. Okay, so competitive play updates, we'll just move on and bypass the rage moment, but competitive play updates. So there is an MMR decay that only occurs for competitive play at the start of a new season. Okay. MMR decay is not applied to roles that qualify for a rank. I don't know what they mean by that specific wording, but... Oh, and they put an example down below. A player that won 5 games and got a competitive update will not decay at the end of a season. Thank you. If a player does not have a rank already who won 3 games and didn't... Wait. If a player does not have a rank already who won 3 games and did not get a competitive update, that player will decay at the end of that season. Okay, so you have to play so you decay. That's good. If the player does have a rank, they only need to play 1 match in the season to keep their rank for the next season. Good. I like that. Hero updates. Maximum ultimate charge preserved from hero... Okay, so this is going to be the overall hero updates. This is what we're waiting for. So I'll read the comment updates and all that. So ultimate charge preserved on a hero swap reduced from 25 to 15%. Added hero-specific options to every character to adjust the rumble strength of each of their abilities. So this goes kind of in line with my previous video, and what I said in my previous video about those changes is that Blizzard's going to keep adding these things, so there's no real point in keeping up with it, but just kind of recommendations. This kind of goes in line with my hero aim guide for determining your settings, that vibration is considered for macro aim for your overall comfort. If you don't like the rumble, just turn it off, but I would suggest, you go with whatever makes you comfortable. So developer comments. Swapping heroes is fundamental to the gameplay of Overwatch, and this ultimate refund mechanic has done a great job decreasing friction. It's helped matches feel less one-sided as the functions as soft comeback mechanic. However, it also helped reinforce the perception that it's almost always an advantage to counter-swap upon dying, which ideally isn't always true and requires some consideration due to how powerful ultimates can be. It's weird, because I remember them mentioning that the ultimate cost for all heroes was getting increased, and yet we don't see that here. Maybe it's going to be a mid-season patch. We're reducing the amount of ult charge preserved by a significant amount to see if an increased cost of switching meaningfully impacts player behavior while retaining the benefits that this mechanic provides. So, my opinion, I don't hate this. I actually like this. It is correct that it felt a little one-sided for a soft comeback, but I think that there were instances where that was kind of important. It was just kind of hit or miss depending on the map that you're playing, or the mode you're playing, or the people you're playing against, and all that. There's so many factors. There's not really a specific one that can be pointed to, but I do not hate the change. It would have been a little bit extreme had they gone anything less than 10% or whatnot, in which case, at that point, why do it? But, yeah, we'll just have to see how this works. I'm kind of curious as to see how that will either improve or not improve the game. We'll see. Okay, tank. So we're starting with Doomfist. So, Meteor Strike. I watched Spylo's video on this one, and I completely agree, but I pointed it out in my video before I even saw his, so my opinion kind of matched with his on this one. Meteor Strike now regenerates 75 health per second while in the air, and the ultimate cost is increased by 16%. And they talked about it prior, mentioning that he was using it as an escape mechanic to go to a health pack instead of using it on foes. I haven't run into that issue. Too many Doomfists like to go in and not really do much. So now he'll recover health during the targeting phase so that he can be used more offensively. So here's the problem. 75 health per second while in the air. How long does the ultimate last again? I believe it was like 8 seconds or 6 seconds. It was one of the two. Actually, hold on a minute. I have it on my phone. I can quickly look that up before I... Here you are. Yeah. So, Meteor Strike has... Oh, it's a 4-second duration. That's even worse. I mean, a 300 health increase isn't that bad, but what was his overall health again? It was overall 4... Yeah, no, that's pretty much healing him up to full. I mean, quite honestly, tanks are already pretty beefy. I don't think he needed 75 health per second, and I agree with Spylo mentioning it, like, just after the look of it, you can already tell that this is a bad idea. 75 health per second is just a little too much. He shouldn't be getting that much. You can't just be the only one carrying your team as a tank. You need to be... This is a team-based shooter. By making tanks so self-reliant in this regard, they're making him essentially the carry of his team, which isn't a problem in certain circumstances, but that's a little too much. It's going to basically make him impossible to kill, and I think that he needs to be toned down. I think reasonably anything between 35 and 50 health would be good, but 75 is just too much, even with the ultimate cost increased. I'm not going to go over the developer comment because I read it prior and everybody saw that in like spoilers, but yeah. The ultimate cost increase being increased by 16%. I guess that's going to help mitigate it by seeing it less frequently, but still. Junker Queen, Scattergun spread reduced by 8%. Tightening the spread on Junker Queen's Scattergun will make it more effective at range against small targets and give her slightly more teamfight presence before fully committing to getting close to an enemy team. I mean... She can get in your face. I don't think spread was the issue, but this kind of goes in line with a prior video. I've been seeing a lot of coaches even talk about this, ironically enough, that they're doing a bunch of micro buffs and micro nerfs, and this one's kind of a buff to her, but at the same time, did she really just need her scattergun spread changed? Because she can take space. It's like... She didn't have a problem with it. The problem is she doing it by herself or going in with her team? And a lot of the lower ranks were probably facing the issue that she would just command shout and go in by herself while her team's like staggering in behind her, like, holy crap. I don't think she needed this. But, you know, I guess I could be wrong. I don't play her. So it just seems a little weird when I play against her. So Mauga got a whole bunch of changes to all his base abilities. So here we go. Base health reduced from 500 to 350, and his base armor increased to 150. Good, he needed a little bit more survivability. And his head hit volume reduced by 15%. I'm going to tell you, playing a soldier just coming back when he was out for the demo, I was able to get a lot of headshots. So I think this will help balance him out. And he was very easy to take out when... Like, I think that he will only become really difficult when you get someone who's properly experienced with him. So he needed a bit more survivability, I totally agree. Will this be too much? I don't know. But it's definitely an improvement in the right direction for his overall health. Incendiary and Volatile Chain Gun, so both of his guns. The spread of fire for both guns is reduced by 15%. I was noticing that. It was very weird when just hearing it described by people and seeing it in the game. Fire rate multiplier for firing both guns is reduced from 25% to 0%. Fire rate multiplier for firing both guns. Oh, so you don't get the multiplier for... Okay, yeah, I guess they'll mention that in the developer comments anyway. So, Damage per shot increased to 5. I guess that goes for the firing rate being reduced down to nothing. The firing per shot needs to be increased. Damage fall-off range increased by 5 meters. Oh, so you'll increase his range, but he can also get in your face. Okay. Max ammo increased to 350 from 300, and movement speed penalty reduced from 20 to 15% per gun. So going from 40% overall to 30%. I don't hate that. Overrun can no longer be interrupted by Hack. I know that they wanted him to be unstoppable, but if you're going to do this kind of buff to him that Hack can't stop his running, then it shouldn't affect mobile abilities too much, depending on the ability and the nature of the ability. So Soldier in that case shouldn't be hacked by interrupting his run. Damage reduction increased from 30 to 50% for Overrun. I mean, I didn't find it easy to eliminate him anytime he used that, but I guess he probably needed it. I couldn't tell you. Cardiac Overdrive lifesteal increased from 60 to 70. His passive overhealth conversion rate increased from 40 to 50. I guess he just, he was very easy to take out. So I guess this helps his survivability, but again, coupled with the beginning thing of his overall health, it might be good. Might be too much. Who knows? Got a lot of constructive feedback from players when Malga was available. We adjusted his kit for official launch to give him the ability to last longer in a fight. So that's really their only goal right there. For Ramattra, they talked about this one too by his base form. His base health reduced to 200 and his armor increased to 100, giving him a little bit more survivability. That's good. I don't hate that. It's a little hard to hit him from time to time, but that's more of a skill issue on my part, so I can't really complain. Void Accelerator, projectile. They mentioned this one in the update. This one doesn't make sense. His base health made sense, but his Void Accelerator didn't. Projectile size increased to 0.1 meters from 0.075. What was that increase anyway? Damage increased, from 4.5 to 5. Didn't make too much. I mean, I guess it's not overly doing it, but at the same time, I don't think he needed it. Ramattra is quite powerful during his Nemesis form, that his base Omnic form may be too easy to ignore for a tank hero, so they're adding some power even out of the trade-offs between the two forms. Better range damage while Nemesis forms pummel and pierce enemy defenses. Sigma, Experimental Barrier, regeneration reduced from 100 to 85. They basically, I'll just simplify this because I remember how they put it. He's very effective defensive options, so they're going to do this to create more opportunity to attack Sigma directly. Good, because that was totally necessary. Winston's Tesla Cannon now ignores armor damage reduction. That's good. That is a good buff because Winston, they did mention this in the comments, that his effectiveness against other tanks was a very, hard thing. By removing that damage reduction, it makes him a little bit better of a must pick, and I would actually like to play against Winston more often. He's not totally unfun to play against, and I would actually like to see it. Moving on to the damage heroes. Endothermic Blaster, maximum ammo reduced from 150 to 120. We're reducing the max ammo to limit how long Mei is able to continuously slow an enemy target. So here's something funny. I played Mei. I don't think her movement speed penalty, I don't think it's actually working. I think there's a bug with it. I think. Because anytime I do it to slow a target, they still move at roughly the same speed. They might reduce a little bit, but it's not noticeable. So either it's bugged or it's not doing as much as I think it's doing, and that might just be a me issue. I don't know. Soldier 76 Biotic Field. I already went off on a troll on this one. I'm actually quite pissed. The cooldown increased by 3 seconds because they're talking about his self-sustainability is potent and makes him difficult to deal with while he's in the area. Rather than the reduced raw healing output again, they're increasing the amount of time between consecutive uses. So here's the problem. Even when I'm playing an off hero, I never have an issue taking out a soldier, even with his healing station. And when I am soldier, it does not stop the enemy from two-piecing me whenever I use my biotic field. My biotic field is useless. To increase a cooldown that already is 10 seconds from the time that you place it down and it finishes out, it's already a long cooldown. He did not need this micro nerf, and quite frankly, the only thing that I would be kind of okay with is if they increased the amount of time that he heals by the 1 second so that it remains in those section of thirds, like it's up for 1/3 of the time and 2/3 of the time it's charging up. But they're probably going to, knowing my luck, leave it at 5 seconds duration and then 13 seconds to wait. Big brain over there at Blizzard. I really want to know what they're smoking now. Sombra, ability lockout duration increased to 3 seconds. Oh my god, for EMP. And damage reduced from 30 to 25 of current health. The 1.5 second lockout duration didn't feel impactful enough, sure, for an ultimate ability, but generally EMP is more interesting and effective when it's focused on the disabling aspect rather than the damage. The more you know. What are they smoking, bro? What are they smoking? Now I'm starting to wonder if what they're smoking is really strong enough. But on a serious note, for 2 seconds, I don't hate that, but she is very oppressive to play against because your reaction timing needs to literally be 0.1 seconds from the moment that she starts doing her thing. Like, if your reaction time is not 0.1 seconds, you're done. You're done. You can't combat her. Torbjorn, Overload. So overhealth increased from 75 to 100. The overhealth decrease on Overload severely impacted Torbjorn's overall effectiveness, so reverting that change. I didn't notice an issue. I mean, he's still pretty difficult to kill on my part, but it might just be me. Pulse pistols for Tracer. Damage increased from 5.5 to 6, and they were talking about, oh, if you can't pinpoint on how much her damage is doing, then we don't blame you because we've been making a lot of changes due to her bug. Yeah, now they fixed it, so she's reverting her damage, and I think it should be good anyway. Support heroes. Baptiste Biotic Launcher. Primary ammo fire reduced from 45 to 36. Developer comment, Baptiste has a high amount of sustained damage in addition to his various survival tools, and we prefer to keep his long cooldown abilities feeling impactful, so we're going to be pulling back some of his damage potential. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm a little confused, but maybe I'm missing something. I won't make a comment on that. Brigida's Whip Shot. Damage reduced from 80 to 70. Brig ended up being the best performing support hero in the game by a fair margin since the last patch. It's likely a result of more than just the damage breakpoint change that she received, but it was a significant increase to her offense, so we're reverting it and we'll continue to evaluate. So in other words, you're not done. Good. Kiriko. So I don't like Kiriko's abilities, but let's quickly just have a look. Projectile speed for her healing Gafuda increased from 14 to 18 meters per second, so she gets her heals off faster. That's a good change. Her protection Suzu, an ability with a lot of controversy. Invulnerability duration reduced from 0.85 to 0.65. Good, so that means they can get damaged 0.2 seconds faster. Jazz hands. Healing explosion increased from 40 to 80 health. So they're basically making it a healing ability with. Let me just read the comment. Reducing the protection Suzu invulnerability time further will help it feel less frustrating to play against. Cue the more you know part that I did before. But still enable it to have a big play-making moments through it with stricter timing requirement to counterbalance the power loss that we're making Kiriko's healing more reliable. Good. Mercy and Valkyrie. So I'm kind of confused. Valkyrie no longer disconnects. Oh yeah, they did do that, didn't it? Okay, so her Valkyrie no longer disconnects her catechus? I don't know how you pronounce the staff's name. But this is a small quality of life improvement to help keep Mercy healing and powering up her allies without penalty for activating her ultimate. I'm glad that they're not touching anybody else, like just leaving it at those four. Overall, I'm going to just give like a quick breakdown of yay or nay. So, Doomfist, nay. Junker Queen, meh. Mauga, we have to wait and see. It seems like good changes, and I'm all for it. I did feel... Okay, I'll put this one more time. I feel when I played against Mauga, even coming back, it wasn't so oppressive of a kit that I felt I couldn't play or have fun against them, but it wasn't like a weak kit of like, oh, I'm getting so much value. Like, no, I was getting decent value. Again, just coming back. If he's in the right hands, it might get frustrating, but I think that it's mechanically challenging enough that he can actually make an entertaining fight, and it's not going to feel so oppressive that it's unfun, but at the same time, he's not going to feel so weak that it's like free real estate. So I like the changes, but if I had to add one thing to this entire patchwork, make his ultimate disappear when he dies. Because here's the thing. The nature of his ultimate is very powerful, that it creates a barrier. I don't think you could even eliminate that barrier. I'm not sure. We have to wait for him to come in so we can test it. But if his barrier can't be eliminated, you're trapped in there with him, which again is the crux. But if he's dead, then you're still fish in a barrel because the enemies can shoot in and just stay out of the barrier and be healthy and not die. But you can't shoot back out and defend yourself. You just have to run around like fish in a barrel. Like, it feels uncomfortably bad. So we'll just keep that in mind. I think that they should make the ultimate die the moment that he's dead. Ramattra. Yay to the changes, except his Void Accelerator makes no sense, but overall a yay. I like it. Sigma's Experimental Barrier, also a yay. Winston Sesta-Clannon, yay, I can't speak. May, we have to wait and see how that impacts it. I don't think that her ability is doing what it should be doing, but we're going to take a look at bug notes too and see if there's any mention of that. But we have to see it. Soldier's Biotic Field, Sombra's EMP, I think they need to adjust her kit a little bit better. Torbjorn's Overload, can't be sure. Tracer's Pulse Pistols, Support heroes on Baptiste. We'll have to see. It's another instance of like, how's that going to affect him? I can't actually gauge that. Brigida's Whip Shot, I guess. Again, they ended up being a better performing support hero, so let's see if that helps balance her out. Kiriko, absolutely. Mercy's Valkyrie, good quality of life change. So overall, a pretty mid to upper mid patch. I like it. Map updates. New holiday decorations added to Parisio, New Queen Street, and Watchpoint Gibraltar. Good! I was actually hoping that they would add new maps to these holiday seasons. Not even just Winter Wonderland, but new lighting scenario for Antarctic Peninsula. I like that. I actually like that map. I'm not even gonna hate on it. I like Antarctica Peninsula. Cut out the A. Only real complaint I had about the map is like, not even really anything. I don't hate the map. I like it. Let's move on to bug fixes. So, in general, hero mastery, nobody cares. Story mission, fixed a bug in the Rio mission that could result in the charger failing to charge valid. I noticed that when I played. That is funny. He would charge and he would just stop mid-charge for like no reason. That was some good belly laughs. But on a serious note, I'm glad they fixed the bug because I'm going to have a little bit more fun now with a consistent enemy. Other fixes, so this is overall. Fixed a bug that caused Rumble to be activated by other heroes in the match using their abilities. Wow, I never encountered that, but I keep my Rumble off, so maybe, wow. Fixed a bug with Rumble activating for other players' actions when viewing kill cam. That was a thing? That's even worse than I thought. Bug in the hero gallery that would result in heroes being incorrectly posed after interacting with the random from favorites system. That'd be interesting to see. Fixed a general issue where the heroes could jitter when frozen. Huh. That might be another reason why there's a problem. We'll see. Let's see if that he did it. For the maps, Busan fixed areas of the map that allowed characters to escape the playable space, and fixed an area of the map where players could become stuck. It's actually kind of funny that they mentioned that. It wasn't Busan, but it was New Queen Street. I got stuck on some of the exercise bikes when I slid as Sojourn. I got stuck between two bikes, and then my character was just floating there. And like, thankfully, I was able to slide my way back. But I was like, yeah, we got a team fight over in the other room. I can't get. Oh, there we go. And slid back out. Horizon Lunar Colony. Ooh, so they still have that in the game. That's right. Fixed an area of the floor that could prevent players from moving. Nepal fixed a drum that could cause players to become stuck on it. Samoa fixed some areas of the map where heroes could become stuck. Wow, so nothing for New Queen Street. Got it. Heroes fixed a bug from McCree that could cause the hindered text to remain on screen and having it cleansed. By the way, controversial viewpoint. I'm not going to discuss it in this video, but I think that they need to return some CC. Controversial opinion. I'm sure I'm going to get disliked for that at some rate. Or some point. I don't know. Echo fixed an interaction with Zarya and Echo's duplicate that would result in Zarya not being able to apply their own particle barrier for a few moments after being duplicated. That would be stupid. Hanzo resulted in a bug that made it appear Sonic Arrow was not fully charged, even if it was. I had that problem and it was throwing me off. I'm glad they fixed it. Alari fixed a bug with the healing pylon sound effects persisting after being destroyed. Lifeweaver fixed the interaction for Life Tree, applying overhealth to May and Cryo Freeze. Mauga, he had a bug. Fixed a bug with burn damage over time not being applied and still resetting progress. I don't know what they mean by that. Fixed a bug with movement speed reduction not being applied when firing a single gun. Orisa fixed an interaction with Terra Surge and Bastion in Assault mode that resulted in Oh, she's not here anymore. Okay. Fixed a bug with movement reduction speed. Oh, no, I read that already. Bastion not being pulled inward during the ultimate. Fixed a bug with the tip of the spear achievement not activating correctly. Roadhog fixed a bug with Pigpen where it would fail to damage some deployable items from other heroes like Ice Wall, Tree of Life, Barry's Winston Barrier. That's weird, so it could damage deployable items? That's kind of stupid. I would actually have left that bug in. That's fine. Destroying deployables? Like, the only two that it should be damaging are turrets, because those could actually fight back. Tree of Life, Ice Wall, the barriers? No. They need to make that part of the ability. Resolved a bug that allowed Pigpen to be placed in basketballs. I can imagine the community was having fun with that. Sombra fixed an issue with virus not being correctly amplified by the amplification matrix. Wow, I would have left that alone because it's already a powerful enough ability when they're hacked, bro. Fixed a bug that caused... That's just going to make her even worse to deal with. Fixed a bug that caused the stealth overlay to cause the screen to be darker than intended. It only took 5. Oh. So leaving off current version of so they're talking about a Mercy bug. That's funny. Well, that's pretty much it for the balance patch. Let me get that off. Here we go. So let me know what you guys think about this, because quite honestly, I don't hate this patch, and I'm actually curious to see how this is going to affect the gameplay. So you guys let me know what you think. I'll leave it off here because half an hour is just a little bit too much, but overall, I don't hate it. So I will see you guys in game. You guys have a good one. I'll see you next video.